And this time we are underway, and Andre Miller, the rookie out of Utah, goes to work. McGrady picks him up. Lamont Murray. Person. Floater goes in.
A Person trying to take advantage of his size advantage over Muggsy Bogues. Able to get that shot off. An excellent shooter. Another player you're very concerned about as we talked about getting that stroke off early.
Oakley back to Vince Carter. Antonio Davis wants it in the box. Does. Back out to Oakley. Swings it around to McGrady. Off the mark. Kept alive, but Person comes up with it and then finds Andre Miller.
Andre Miller always with his head up, John. He's looking to see what plays he can create, who he can find on the court. Just a tremendous distributor of the basketball.
Swings it to Lamont Murray. Sean Kemp working on Antonio Davis. Bumps way to the hole, no good. Ball still loose and out of bounds off of Kemp. Raptors basketball.
You see those moves by Sean Kemp, John. In the old days, he'd be above the rim, throwing the ball down through the hoop. He just has lost that spring in his legs. He'll still get up here and there, but not in traffic the way he used to.
McGrady now. Person out on him. McGrady backs him out, swings it. Muggsy Bogues. Let's fly with it. Three and trains it.
Excellent job. Muggsy Bogues saw Sean Kemp put his hands in his shorts, said, hey, big fella, you better come out and check this.
And Muggsy then with the quick hands in the steal. Now the push. Behind the back.
Ooh, Muggsy may have gotten away with a double dribble on that play, John.
Oakley now into McGrady with the catch. Back to Oakley. His jumper's on the way and good.
Excellent job. When you get that ball inside, kick it out, you're going to get those great looks if the defense reacts and tries to drop down.
Sean Kemp, and you can hear Butch Carter yelling 3 seconds, and you're right, Kemp. That thing would have been, usually he would have been hanging on the rim after that.
Yeah, very lucky to even make that play right there. Sean Kemp just does not have the springs in his legs. Signed a big contract when he came over to Cleveland and brought a lot of extra weight with him, John. Didn't impress the Cleveland management too much.
Vince Carter draws a crowd out of it to Muggsy Bogues. Closer look, free throw line, good.
Muggsy's so patient, John, realizing that people are going to come out and run at him. Challenge a shot, that's no problem, just giving you the ball fake and taking that step and knocking in a short jump shot.
Which is interesting because in years past, a lot of people would just lay off of Muggsy. Person comes off a screen and knocks it in.
Yeah, Person again doing what he does best, shooting a shot. But you're right about Muggsy. This year has been a career year as far as shooting the ball goes. He's really showing a lot of poise, a lot of patience, and he does have a great release, so no reason he shouldn't be a good shooter.
Davis has to chase that down, comes up, reverses on the glass.
Impressive catch there, John. Not an easy play. He turned the opposite way that he wanted to turn just to catch the ball.
Miller now. Muggsy chasing him down. Person wants to dump it in. Miller gets it back. Comes up shooting. Nope. Passes off to Kemp. He wants to go down to the hole, and there is the Sean Kemp that you're used to seeing.
That's right. Even that, though, just a shade of what he used to do in terms of elevation, but a good, strong move there by Sean Kemp. And as we talked about up the top, John, he's got impressive numbers. He's just not the same player.
McGrady comes up off the Antonio Davis screen. Tap to Bryant to Andre Miller. Slows things down. Lamont Murray just loses it out of bounds. Person wanted it. Now this time Kemp comes over. Turns to face Oakley, and Oak gets hit with the foul as he reached in.
Sean Kemp showing a lot of ball when he got into the middle there, John. And Oakley, as he does so well, got a hand on the ball, this time getting a little bit of arm as we see the drive right there as he reaches in and gets called for the foul. Now, last win, when Oakley hit that game-winning jumper, John, against Cleveland, he also slapped the ball away 3 times near the end of the game to give Raptors possession. That time almost got it again, but Kemp making a shot.
And Kemp with 6, but you could hear Oakley's hands all over the ball. He's hitting the ball, and Kemp aware, making sure he squeezes the orange real tight. Vince Carter lets fly with a jump shot. No good. Person with the rebound. Andre Miller picked up by Muggsy Bogues. Sees an opening, takes it to the glass with the left hand.
John, you and I both talked about Andre Miller last year. I thought this would be a great player if the Raptors could somehow get their hands on him. There you see his size, just able to get down the court, great handle, and he can finish because of that size.
And the rebound does a lot of things. McGrady now. Back out to Oakley. His jumper No good. Oh, what a rebound by Antonio Davis, and a putback between three Cavs.
Well, Sean Kemp reached up, and Antonio Davis just jumped over him and snatched it away, as he customarily does, with two hands, John. Most guys will go up with one. He goes up with two.
Miller now. Person sliding through the paint. Lamont Murray gets it, comes up shooting. Well off the mark. Muggsy Bogues wants to push it. Taking it right to the glass to McGrady on the baseline. Good.
The Raptors look aggressive, John. They're pushing that ball up court, and they're getting good opportunities. Muggsy Bogues, good ball fake and good delivery.
Lamont Murray from deep, just inside the arc.
He's a dangerous player. I remember when he burst on the scene at Cal, along with Jason Kidd. Boy, was he impressive. Had a slow start to his NBA career, but now really rounding out to the player he's capable of being.
Great offensive force out of college. Oakley from the baseline. It's good.
Charles Oakley continues to shoot the ball well, 2 of 3 already.
Lamont Murray. Nice job by Vince Carter to stay right with him. Miller now. Double teamed out to Bryant. Bryant's jumper is good.
That's a tough shot right there in traffic. Got that ball up quickly. Bryant's one of those players, John, when you see him play, you go, he should have better numbers than he does.
Vince Carter now comes up shooting and knocks in his second shot of the night, 1 for 2.
This is a real good matchup here, John. Two tremendous offensive players, Lamont Murray, Vince Carter. Vince can be the better defensive player of the two, and that's why he really has to assert himself at that end of the court.
Lamont Murray loses it. Tracy McGrady had started up the court, and meanwhile they're going to say, Hugh Holland says that Vince Carter saying he's got big feet, and it went off those feet and out of bounds. Kemp, no good. Oakley, strong rebound, and then looking for Antonio Davis. Nice job to come back to the ball.
That's a great point, John. He saved the play. By coming back to meet that pass, he prevented a turnover.
Vince Carter chases it down, gets his man in the air. Oakley down to Antonio Davis, out to Muggsy. 3-second call, a little too long in the lane for the Raptors. He led the team in rebound.
Yeah, he's always had numbers close to triple-doubles in big games. And he really does a good job boxing out at the defensive end.
McGrady from the baseline. Oakley sneaks in and grabs the rebound. Vince Carter fakes the 3. Antonio Davis's jumper. No.
Two big offensive rebounds, John. Charles Oakley and then Vince Carter with the putback.
Are you kidding me? Where did he come from?
Well, very similar to what Oakley
watching
did.
the ball.
Very similar to what Oakley did, John. Just came right down the middle. Nobody blocked out on Cleveland.
I can't wait to see that one again. Kemp now facing up on Oakley. Shot clock is down to 4. Miller's got to go to work. Pass to Person. Beats the buzzer, but no good. Vince Carter with the rebound.
Good poise by Miller there, John, knowing how much time there was to get the ball and just beat the buzzer on that shot by Person. Couldn't get it to stay down.
Nice feed into McGrady. Bumps his man. Miller drops it home.
Now, Miller may have some trouble in this matchup. Actually, anybody with McGrady on the perimeter for Cleveland is going to have trouble with him in the post if he goes up strong like that.
Miller into Person. He dumps it down to Kemp, who gets fouled.
What are you trying to say, John?
Not included. You see Kemp and you see his numbers, and for a lot of NBA players, those would be numbers they'd be proud of for a lifetime. But for Sean Kemp, who in seasons past has put up better numbers than that.
Although, John, his numbers are not that much different from his career numbers. He just gets them in a different way now. I wouldn't say it's a bad way, but obviously you don't have the explosiveness anymore, and I think he's not able to help out defensively as quickly because of his lack of quickness.
Oakley, long, Person with the rebound. With the hands of Andre Miller. Del Curry, who's on the floor, picks him up. Kemp gets it in the post. Oakley again reaching quickly with the hands, swats it away, but the foul is called.
And you can see what Sean Kemp's trying to do, John. Use his body going right in to Charles Oakley, and hopefully realizing now that Charles Oakley's definitely going to reach. Watch what he does. A little fake, and then when he gets in the middle, may have traveled right there, but he watched him stick that ball right at Oakley and the elbow, hoping that Oakley will reach and commit the foul. When you're playing against Charles Oakley, that's one of the things you would try to do, John, is if you can show him the ball, to be well aware of the fact that he's going to swipe at it. He's got very quick hands. If you're aware of that, you can move the ball and hopefully put it in a position to draw the foul. You can pick up some quick fouls on Charles because he loves to use his hands.
Brevin Knight coming into the game for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Andre Miller goes to the bench. Brevin Knight, who had been the starting point guard for Cleveland, is coming out of Stanford.
Player rumored to be somebody the Toronto Raptors were pursuing over the past couple of summers.
Vince Carter down to Tracy McGrady. Person leaning against him outside to Oakley. Swings it to Del Curry. There's a three.
How about Del Curry? Last 3 games, 14, 14, and 13. And against Chicago the other day, 3 of 6 from behind the arc, and he's been a real bonus now. He says it's all about the minutes. You give me the minutes, I can make that shot.
Brevin Knight into the paint. Everyone plays off him, gets it up on the iron, and rattles it down.
And that's one of the keys to the game, is you can't let Brevin Knight, Andre Miller get into the paint for that little short jump shot or that delivery to a teamer.
Vince Carter.
Andrew DeClerc just got posterized.
Wow. Pick up the paper tomorrow, Andrew. You're going to be on the front page. McGrady with a rebound over DeClerc.
Well, nice to come in off the bench and just get thrown on like that.
Oakley. That one just kind of breezed to the left. Amon Murray. Outside, Person looks to his feet to see if the three, no good. Oakley with the rebound.
Not only did Person look to his feet, John, he moved both feet to prepare for that shot.
Vince Carter down to the baseline. Oh, nice feed down to McGrady.
Well, excellent job by Tracy. Vince very patient with that move on the baseline, John, and Tracy just presenting himself right under the hoop in front of, once again, Andrew DeClerc.
McGrady was 6. Brevin Knight now. Kemp puts it on the floor. To the baseline, challenged by everyone, but still gets it off the glove.
Kemp looking for that foul. That was a very difficult shot. He had an easy foul line jumper, John. Elected to take it to the hoop, and again, not an easy shot, but a great shot off the glass.
McGrady trying to post up Person. Oakley with it. Now McGrady gets it from Vince Carter. Swings it to Del Curry, who's open for 3. Just off the mark. Oakley with a two-handed rebound. Then into McGrady, who gets fouled. Oh, and Sean Kemp is livid.
Excellent job once again on the offensive glass by the Toronto Raptors. Here's that missed shot. Charles Oakley making the adjustment. 3-point shot, long rebound, and giving it right to Tracy McGrady. And Andrew DeClerc. Boy, John, it's got to be rough. You come into the game, you haven't played, you get dunked on.
Rebound over top of your back.
Dunked on twice, yeah, and a rebound. And then a quick foul.
Brady with the miss there. The Cavs have sent in some instant offense, and Bob Sura off the bench. And Danny Ferry also into the lineup for Cleveland.
See his numbers. Tracy McGrady against the Cleveland Cavaliers. 12, 3 assists. Of course, his numbers as of late over the last 4 games, above 20 points a game, played much, much better.
And Bob Sura gets fouled by McGrady with just a little over a second left, and the Raptors did have the foul to give, so may as well foul him and make him go to work with about 2 seconds to work with. DeClerc gets it. Antonio Davis just puts his hands up. DeClerc knocks it in. Gets it back. Shot clock is down to 4 right now as Muggsy makes the catch. Vince for 3. Too deep. Rebounded by DeClerc.
That's a good rebound there by DeClerc. Had Kevin Willis pinned under the hoop, and he's a big physical guy. And look at that.
Count. What happened? Muggsy and Danny Ferry got tied up as Brevin Knight drove to the bucket. Vince Carter gets the foul.
And Muggsy Bogues did not like that screen. Brevin Knight doing a great job of pushing all the way down the court, and that's where he's so dangerous. You really have to get back in transition. And one of the big concerns for the Toronto Raptors in this game, John, is 63% of the Cavaliers' points come in transition. And that's why they do a great job of pushing up. Butch Carter very concerned coming in that the Raptors have to get back when Brevin Knight and Miller have the ball in their hands.
And you'll move it up in a hurry. Antonio Davis gets fouled by Danny Ferry.
DeClerc with a little bit of a late hit afterwards. You can see Antonio Davis's reaction now. Danny Ferry is not necessarily the most well-liked player in the NBA. A lot of players think he'd take a few cheap shots, and the Muggsy Bogues had some words for him after that screen on that previous play. And I know Kevin Willis this season has had a few words with him, as is Vince Carter.
Vince trying to enter the ball into the post. Antonio Davis in a battle with Danny Ferry, and Ferry picks up the foul again.
Yeah, Danny Ferry tried to not allow Antonio Davis to get that low block position. Instead of keeping him down there, ended up picking up the foul.
So with the short shot clock, now dipping under 10. Antonio Davis, Muggsy Bogues open. Lobs it in to Kevin Willis, who draws the crowd, gets it over the glass, and Kevin Willis got hit on the hand from behind, and letting Hugh Hollins know about it.
Can't bank off the shot clock, John. You gotta avoid banking it off the shot clock.
I guess that's what Kevin is saying. You think I was shooting for that shot clock?
Kevin's saying, I don't normally shoot it over the backboard. Might have been some contact.
Danny Ferry. Jumper no good. Del Curry with the rebound.
Good job by Antonio Davis to get out there, at least get a hand up on that Ferry jump shot. He can shoot it, and you got to watch out. He'll knock some shots down.
Brevin Knight almost had the steal. It's hit with a foul.
Brevin Knight very quick, John. Quick hands, quick feet. He's going to try to get in there. He'll rotate down. He'll double team, and you really have to watch out and not hesitate with the basketball. Right there, Vince almost getting it stripped. Brevin Knight getting a hand, obviously on the arm of Carter that time.
Antonio Davis has Ferry sealed back out to Muggsy Bogues. Thought about the three. Wants to re-enter it into the post. Does. 5 on the shot clock. Antonio Davis loses the handle out of bounds. And Raptors basketball, but with just 2 seconds on the shot clock.
And once again, you can see how disruptive Brevin Knight is, John. He was right down there just waiting for Antonio Davis to turn into the middle.
Raptors again with just...
That was ridiculous. You could just see that play coming, John. Nobody picked him up.
Oh. DeClerc now. Less spectacular, and it won't go down. Raptors basketball.
My, oh my. He just went right down the middle, completely unchallenged.
There is gravity in this building, right? Are we sure?
Well, you and I saw him feel it. I don't think Vince does.
Del Curry coming off his screen. Doesn't drop down. Loose ball foul.
DeClerc pushing Kevin Willis under the hoop. That time a little too aggressive again.
Del Curry comes off a screen as Sura stays with him. Now Ferry trying to deny Antonio Davis. Tries to dump it into Kevin Willis. Ball hops around out of bounds, and it's off Kevin Willis.
I think Antonio Davis may have gotten hit in the knee. A little knee-to-knee contact there. Doesn't look too comfortable. Watch that lob pass coming in, and you see the rotation right there.
Inside.
Actually, maybe a little higher than the knee area, John.
Looked like it was just inside the knee and above the knee.
We just got word from Antonio. He should be all right.
He's still struggling to make it over to the bench. Charles Oakley has come in to replace Antonio Davis.
Yeah, it was a little high, John.
We'll check it out, and we'll let you know. We'll get Sunil on that one. Brevin Knight now chased by Muggsy Bogues. On the switch has Kevin Willis, and Muggsy has Danny Ferry. So Brevin Knight says, I don't care, I'm taking it myself. And Oakley gets the rebound, who then gets fouled. And things are not going the way of Cleveland right now.
It's a fortunate break for the Raptors. That was an excellent drive by Brevin Knight. Should have made that shot. There's a gimme right around the bucket.
Cedric Henderson picked up the foul. D. Brown's now going to come in for the Raptors.
Well, John, when you look at this Cleveland Cavalier team, we'll talk about D. Brown first. He's done a great job when all of a sudden he's out of the rotation. Last week against the Detroit Pistons, D. Brown, after that lengthy 3-hour team meeting, is not part of the 8-man rotation. Doug Christie gets hurt or continues to be injured, and he's nursing some injuries right now. All of a sudden is in the rotation. He's played great basketball for Butch Carter since then.
There they're checking out the right knee or leg, inside the knee perhaps, of Antonio Davis.
Now those are real painful injuries for a short period of time. You get bumped. You got to remember, every guy in the NBA has got tendonitis. These guys play day in, day out, and the wear and tear on the wood floors really gets to your patella tendon, and you get hit there, it's extremely sensitive if that's where you got hit.
Bobby Sura, who likes to create, gets down the lane.
Drives into the lane, John.
Well, McGrady not biting on Sura's pump fake. Now Sura comes back. McGrady changes the shot, and as a result, Sura comes up empty.
And that's a stat you just don't see, John. The changed shot. When you're a shot blocker, how many shots do you challenge and change?
Del Curry's offering won't stay down, and then Kevin Willis ran into Andrew DeClerc and sent him to the floor. The foul is on Kevin Willis, his second.
Kevin Willis not too happy with Andrew DeClerc, and one of the things DeClerc's going to give you, he's going to come into the game and just be scrappy. He's going to brawl out there and be extremely physical, and you have to be ready for that. And one of the things you want to avoid is getting a little frustrated and tossing him to the ground. You want to bang right back, but try not to pick up too many cheap fouls.
Raptors by 5. Brevin Knight picked up by D. Brown. Nice move, and McGrady says,
Oh, John, again, you talked about challenging shots, this time blocking a shot and keeping it in play.
Now McGrady, the jumper, just short. Bryant with the rebound.
He pulled it, John. Pulled the string on that one. You got to follow through until that shot goes over the rim.
Sura was just trying to get a whistle on that one, and he gets it to drop in.
Del Curry looked over, said, you know what, I played pretty good defense. Those are not supposed to go in.
Well, like I said, I think after the bump, Bobby Sura was just throwing it up, waiting for the whistle. Then went in. McGrady around Henderson, down to Kevin Willis. Bryant backs him in. And we get a foul. Goes against Bryant. Andre Miller comes in for Brevin Knight, and Vince Carter drops back into the lineup for the Raptors, replacing Del Curry.
Brevin Knight's leaving the game, John, with no assists, but he was in there and he found guys. They weren't able to make shots, but he did have time to score himself with 5 points and could have had a couple more if
not for Tracy McGrady.
Exactly.
Kevin Willis drops it in. You see the numbers on Kevin over the year. Almost right around 80% from the free throw line. Rattles the second in, and Raptors lead is back up to 5. Andre Miller. McGrady gets hit. Cedric Henderson dumps it into Bryant, and it goes off the Raptors and out of bounds.
Guys, Antonio Davis is back on the bench, but he's got an ice pack. It is a Charlie horse, we were told from the training staff. He will play if possible, but you know what? When he came out of the locker room, he was walking very gingerly on that leg.
So Neil, you know what it's like to take a knee anywhere in the thigh or the inside of the leg. It's instant pain. It's like having a knife driven in there. It's tough to get back from that. We hope Antonio sticks around, and that would be a quick drive to the hole by Tracy McGrady.
And Tracy effortlessly going around Bobby Sura, and again, right up over Kemp. Kemp didn't even make an attempt to challenge on that shot, John.
And a new weapon in the arsenal. Another finger roll. He's been watching old tapes of George the Iceman Gervin.
That's right. And John, you know the dangerous thing about those Charlie horses with Antonio Davis is that if you take a good hit one day, if you get hit again at that same spot, shortly afterwards, the next game or two, you can really do some damage. It can keep you out for a while. That's what makes those injuries so cautious. You have to really just be really careful about that.
Andre Miller shoots, rattles around Bryant, frees himself, gets the rebound, goes up high off the glass.
Tracy again, John.
Yep.
Changing the shot of this time the big fella, Bryant. Everybody concerned about Tracy getting a piece of the ball.
D. Brown lets fly with a three. It's no good. Kemp with the rebound. Miller stolen by D. Brown. Great tip. McGrady takes it to the glass and drops it in.
A big-time play by D. Brown. He anticipated the play, jumped on the ball. And how about Kevin Willis, John? Great pass. He didn't waste time with the dribble. Threw the great pass, and now the Raptors forcing another turnover. D. Brown getting right up on Bobby Sura, and Sean Kemp throwing it away.
Raptors have their largest lead of the day.
Watch this anticipation.
I'll take that.
D. Brown, knowing where that ball was going to be, finds Kevin. Look at this. One more dribble, and there's no play in that. Kevin Willis immediately getting the ball to the right man who can create on his own, Tracy McGrady.
McGrady now, the advantage in the height on Sura, backs him up. Cross court to D. Brown. And D. Brown stepped out of bounds. Oh, yeah.
And I know how you feel about that, John.
See, the purple part, inside the purple, there's a white line. You've got to be inside that thing.
I know that. I know how you feel about that.
Hockey players never make that mistake.
It's because they can't go through the boards, John.
They try enough. Oakley with a strong rebound. D. Brown down to McGrady. Puts it on the floor. Into all kinds of traffic. Gets fouled. Oop. And Tracy just got teed up for throwing the ball. Mark Bryant.
Now, John, the officials have to see the first play. One of the officials was watching it. Tom Washington was right there. Tracy McGrady, Bryant had a little late hit on him after the foul, kind of pushed him away. Tracy responded to that. Usually the second guy is the one that gets caught, but watch what happens. Look at this look up right here. Just that little look. Fakes Kemp, and now watch. There's the hit. Now you can see a little late hit right there. See that elbow right there? That's what Tracy McGrady took exception to. And you know what? If you're a coach,
this is good though.
Yeah,
they're going to talk about it. Kevin Willis is in there. Well, it doesn't look like it's going to be settled amicably, though.
Now, if you're Andre Miller shooting a free throw at the other end, if you're Butch Carter, you're saying, okay, you don't want to pick up the technical, you don't want to get carried away with this, but the toughness that Tracy McGrady's been showing, he's not backing away from people. He's going to the bucket. He's saying, hey, don't you hit me, I'm coming right back at you. And you got to like that.
Absolutely. You know that around the league there are guys who try and take advantage of the 20-year-old. But Tracy McGrady is not your average 20-year-old.
Oh, when you're a 20-year-old with 3 years of experience under your belt, makes your status a little different. And the 20-year-old's playing some pretty good basketball right now.
And that's the way you make Bryant pay. Step up to the free throw line, or close to it as Tracy likes to do, not exactly at it, and then knock him in. Say, you know what, you just cost your team 2 points.
Well, it's just that aggressive mentality that's been there from the start of this game for Toronto. And they're starting to do their job defensively, John. Cleveland's percentage, remember, it was above 60% in the first quarter, is down below 50% right now, whereas the Raptors have still stayed high in the 50s.
What a play by McGrady. Kept alive. McGrady is having a night. Vince Carter with the catch. Back out to D. Brown. Three is open and scored.
That's a highlight pass right there. Kevin Willis to Vince Carter in the air to D. Brown.
And Randy Woodman needs a timeout. And the Cavaliers looking for answers right now.
Cavaliers just 2 of 11 in the second quarter, John.
Andre Miller with a nice drive to the bucket.
Now, Andre Miller and Brett Knight have both gotten to the basket. Been some great defensive plays, as we've seen from Tracy McGrady and company, to stop the drives, but they have gotten into the lane.
Person, nice job defensively. D. Brown with the steal into Kevin Willis, back out to D. Brown. Vince Carter now. D. Brown again for three. Off the mark. A lot of spark, a lot of energy in the Raptors tonight. They can sense it.
And you love that effort by D. Brown off the bench with the defense, John. That time Lamont Murray able to knock down the shot. He's been very quiet. Just 6 points in the game for Murray.
Vince Carter picks it up on Murray. Oakley comes to set the screen. Oak steps inside the arc. D. Brown comes to it. Shot clock at 5 now. D loses his footing, gets it back, and steps out of bounds.
John, what you don't ever like to see a player sit for a while because of injuries, but I'm looking at Doug Christie's injury potentially as a blessing in disguise for the Raptors, because D. Brown, Del Curry, and company are getting some valuable minutes where they can get their rhythm and playing time. Doug Christie, you know he's going to be there, John. He just needs a little bit of rest to get healthy. This could prove very solid for them in the playoffs. Speaking of solid, that's a little vintage Sean Kemp right there. The Rain Man dropping one down.
Someone must have said, you know what, that Leo Routens guy's been saying you can't get up like you used to. Oakley from the outside deep, it's good. Vince got the arms up like it was a field goal.
Vince just giving a signal, making sure everybody can see it above the rim.
I guess technically it was a field goal. Sean Kemp underneath.
No, he did a real nice job of sealing Charles Oakley right there. The help wasn't there. Charles trying to front Kemp.
D. Brown picked up his dribble. Vince Carter comes to the ball. Oakley just inside the arc. No good. Andre Miller. Rebound. Kevin Willis chasing down the loose ball. Let's see this call. I don't think anybody's sure. We're going to leave the ball with the Raptors.
Good call by the officials. James Capers didn't really see who it went off. He looked over at Tom Washington and said Raptors basketball. Kevin Willis did a nice job in there, John. A lot of aggressive play. Couple of points, 4 rebounds for Kevin.
Cedric Henderson back in for Mark Bryant. Oakley approaching 2 minutes to go in the first half. Vince Carter has it. Back out to Oakley, behind the back to D. Brown. Move it again. Del Curry dumps it in, and Sean Kemp with the foul over the back of Vince Carter. It's 2 for Sean Kemp.
John, Raptors are just doing a great job of moving that basketball around. Check this out. One pass. Could have shot. Oakley gets his behind the back pass in. D. Brown swings it now. I thought Del Curry should have taken that shot, but he finds Vince Carter inside. And Kemp a little lazy, reaching around, picking up the foul. Raptors, John, 14 assists in the game on 20 field goals made. And keep in mind, those are the numbers I was throwing out when the Raptors won 11 of 12 games. You kept hearing me say, look at that, 14 assists. On the ratio was very good in assists to field goals made. And right now, Raptors are kind of getting back in that groove. And they're also starting to force some turnovers at defensive end. 7 turnovers for Cleveland, 10 points off of those turnovers for Toronto.
Rattles in and out, and Raptors lead is 8 with 2 minutes to go. Andre Miller picked up, and now Vince Carter gets him on a switch. Raptors aggressive defensively. Lamont Murray, reach, great play by McGrady, and then the long arms, he gets it. Oh, little showtime that doesn't count, but still, the Raptors defense, the energy, the quick hand, making such a huge difference, making it difficult on Cleveland.
You have to be careful if you're going to play around with the basketball in front of Tracy McGrady. And how many times have we talked about it, John? If there's a loose ball, don't even think about it. Tracy's going to get that little after the whistle play right there. The crowd appreciating that. But again, Tracy, just his arms are so long. The wingspan covers so much territory. You see other guys diving for the floor. He just reaches down, taps that ball to himself, and usually comes away with it.
Michael Stewart is coming in the game for the Raptors. As Butch Carter's going deep into the bench early on here. Wants to keep that energy up. How about that? You know what doesn't show on there? The change shots.
That's right. Tracy and Vince both stepping up big time first halves here. 16 and 12 for the two.
Miller now with Vince Carter. Looks to drive. Vince Carter picks up the foul.
Smart play by Miller, John. He was waiting for Sean Kemp to come over on the screen on the high side. Just waited, watched the defense. He's looking high side. He goes baseline, and there's no rotation, so he timed it perfectly. So the weak side wasn't ready to come over, and Vince with a little bump on the hit.
Got a 22nd timeout here with the Raptors owning a 10-point lead.
they have an opportunity. Who knows where they might end up in that when it's all said and done as far as the playoff race goes.
They're only a couple of games right now behind Philadelphia in the 4 spot.
Yeah, Philadelphia's struggling a little bit right now.
McGrady backs his man up, shoots over Henderson, got hit on the hand. Vince Carter cleans up the track.
Vince Carter just took position under the basket away from Andre Miller, used his height to get the basketball. Another sign that the Raptors are playing aggressive, John. They're 10 of 14 from the free throw line. Cleveland 8 of 8.
Del Curry, good defense. Swats it away from Henderson. Still belongs to the Cavaliers, but with 13 on the shot clock, 1:01 to go in the first half. Raptors by 10. Miller gets it back. Henderson on the floor, and Michael Stewart commits the foul.
Nice move by Henderson, John. He came off that screen, faded to the corner. And as we saw Tracy McGrady do earlier in the game, just gave a little look to the bucket that lured Michael Stewart towards him. And Michael, as customary, John, when he comes into a game, has a tendency to be a little too aggressive and play with the hands.
Henderson rattles it in.
Henderson used to be a starter for this team.
Larry Kettner coming on the floor out of UMass. Kettner, who was basically the heir apparent to Marcus Camby at UMass.
A lot of expectations going into his final season there last year, and really never lived up to it. A lot of folks said that he's a great practice player. Even talking to his teammates and coaches, a great practice player, but really never stepped it up in the games.
Vince Carter chases down his own miss, and the foul goes against the Cavaliers, Lamont Murray. He was in a crowd of white.
Hang time, it's just waiting for everybody to fly by. Didn't really see that call.
I'm telling you that. That was a break for the Raptors. Del Curry comes off the baseline into Vince Carter. Moves it up, won't stay down, but gets fouled.
John, you see what happens when you get the playing time, you get the minutes, and you get your touches. Del Curry, during the losing streak, if he would have came off that screen and caught that ball, he would have forced a shot. This time, he comes off the screen. He could have taken it, but it was a little tight, not exactly the way he likes to take that shot. Instead, drops it down into the Vince. Vince gets the free throws. And that's exactly what happens when your players are comfortable. They get feeling good about it. They know they're going to get the basketball, and they know they're going to get the playing time, and everybody starts working with one another.
And Vince looking for his 16th point of the night and gets it. He and T-Mac both with 16 apiece. Terrific first half by everyone in Raptors uniforms. We get a 20-second timeout right now. An 11-point lead. Miller now into the paint. Couple of pump fakes up in the air short. Rebounded by McGrady.
Once again, you could see the awareness of the shot blockers of the Toronto Raptors, mainly Tracy McGrady into the hoop. Andre Miller hesitating a little bit, just enough to throw his shot up.
Final 4 seconds. McGrady drives back out to D. Brown, launches a three. That's good. At the buzzer.
But it looks like he might be in Utah for quite some time.
It's tough to get him out of Salt Lake. Vince Carter, nice ball. Antonio Davis wide open, and Bryant saying, hey, where's my help?
Oh, John, you talk about the scoring Vince has done with 18 points, but he's got 7 assists in this game. So Vince is looking to distribute and share the ball as well.
Yeah, we get the foul as the Raptors look to go out on the break, and should probably point out that Antonio Davis is okay, which is good news.
Yeah, he looks like he's moving pretty well.
So Vince Carter brings it across the timeline, picked up by Murray. Trying to lose him. Oakley gets it, gives it right back. Reach in by Murray.
Yeah, dangerous pass. That was actually a difficult angle to get the ball to Vince Carter. It would have to be a picture-perfect pass off the bounce just to get it to him.
Shot clock goes under 10 now. Antonio Davis wants the ball, gets it. Facing Bryant again. Now backs him in. Swings it out to McGrady. Here's jumper. Off the mark. Bryant with the rebound. Andre Miller wants to push it. Murray. Antonio Davis steps to him. Entry pass. Oh, nice pass down to Miller. He comes up short, looking for the foul now. Muggsy Bogues to Vince.
John, what's amazing is I thought that Vince may have taken off a little bit too early to try to get to that ball, but he just kept going up.
Oh, 20 points for Vince Carter. 3 minutes into the second half. Murray trying to lose Oakley. Now gets fouled.
Oh, it took Miller, I should say Lamont Murray, an awful long time just to try to get by Oakley. And watch this play. Muggsy Bogues, good pass. The pass is thrown. Vince takes off. He's waiting. He's still up there. Elbows over the rim.
Well, Vince has taken out just about everything out of the closet tonight. He's not leaving anything in the locker room.
But you know, John, we're talking about the points and we're talking about the spectacular, about the fundamentals. 8 of 11 shooting, 3 of 4 from the free throw line, 5 boards, 7 assists. I mean, these are solid numbers.
So dangerous. And you got to stop that. And now McGrady gets fouled going in for a lob as well. And McGrady to the line.
Raptors doing a nice job of just getting out and running the lanes, John. You can tell the excitement and the energy they have. They're just getting out and running. Oakley with the lob pass. Tracy, I don't know how much contact there was. It looked like he may have, similar to Vince, took off a little bit early. Try to get there. But Person with a little nudge could help certainly push him under the basket as he ended up. But Raptors are just looking to get out, John. Everybody's running. They're pushing it up. And Muggsy Bogues doing a great job of finding his teammates.
20-point lead for the Raptors. Kemp down the lane and tosses it back out, but not before he's fouled. Oakley.
Yeah, got to be careful there not to bail somebody out. Shawn Kemp really had nowhere to go, John. Once he left his feet to make the pass. Watch this move right here. Really not much he can do. He's not even looking to shoot, so you don't want to bail him out, although from this angle.
A lot of the orange there. That's number 4 on Oak, so he goes to the bench and Kevin Willis comes in. Kemp. Antonio Davis spins on him. Oh, McGrady blocked him with his elbow. Muggsy Bogues, McGrady on the floor. And a foul on Andre Miller.
Oh. I'll tell you what, John, there's a lot of things that led up to that play, but what tremendous reaction by Tracy McGrady. He was up there. Look at this. Blocking this one. He could have blocked it with his elbow. And again, look where that ball goes. Right to his teammate, John. He's not throwing it out of bounds. He's getting it to his teammate.
McGrady into Antonio Davis, who gets fouled by Kemp. I'll tell you what. The Raptors play with this type of energy in the playoffs. There are going to be some worried teams in the East.
And really, all season long, we've pretty much said that. When the team comes out with energy, for Butch Carter, when they come to play hard right from the beginning of the game, it carries over throughout the game. And they're just an entirely different team. And you know, the season is so long, John. When you're playing 82 games, this is coming after the exhibition season, coming after training camp. It's such a long year that it's very difficult to sustain the intensity. Great teams do. Los Angeles Lakers have done a great job this season sustaining their intensity throughout almost the entire season, but it's a very difficult task. And you're going to have ups and downs. You've got to fight through it. Right now, hopefully the Raptors can finish the season on an up note and get ready for the playoffs.
22-point lead. Miller to Lamont Murray. Jumper's good.
Lamont Murray, a quiet first half, just 6 points.
Well, we definitely should remind everyone that the last time these two teams hooked up, Raptors were down 17 in the fourth quarter and won.
Tracy left his feet there, Johnny. He was thinking, he went up to shoot. He saw his teammates. He thought about passing it. He ended up shooting it after all. And that's why that shot fell short. Indecision once he left the ground. Made a great move to get open, though.
Miller now. Muggsy Bogues shades him towards the baseline. Now Miller spins. Gets it to Bryant. Back outside to Sean Kemp. No good. Kevin Willis with the rebound. Muggsy again with a quick push. McGrady steps inside the arc and knocks it in.
Excellent pass. Muggsy Bogues pushing it up, allowing Tracy to spot up, get his feet set, just drop it down.
Sunil.
Well, with a 22-point lead, I guess you can do all kinds of things. Butch was trying to keep the guys focused in the huddle, and all of a sudden Vince started saying, no, okay, and he started actually setting up plays for himself. He was talking to Antonio about alley-oops. You know what? It's a very loose bunch here.
Tracy McGrady with the big-time block looks over to Butch Carter. Says, how about that? You like that?
Well, I love the fact that every block has led to something for the Raptors because they've gained possession of it.
Sura from the outside, no good. Vince Carter kept it alive. Miller chases down the loose ball. Murray for three. Oh, buries it.
Smooth stroke. Lamar Murray, when he gets it going now, talk about how quiet he's been. He's got 12 points in the game, averaged 25 points against the Toronto Raptors last two games, and did that shooting right around 50%. Also had time to grab himself close to 7 boards as well, but it doesn't matter right now because he's not even trying to defend Vince Carter. He's got to do a better job than that.
Sura takes it underneath. Thought about it, then saw McGrady in there and said, forget it. And then Murray's shot challenged by Kevin Willis. McGrady down to Kevin Willis. Pretty pass, and Kevin drew nothing but air and looks around for the foul. Murray behind the back free throw line to Andre Miller. Bob Sura thinks about a long three. Looking for Bryant. Kemp comes to the ball. Comes up shooting. Knocks it in. And he finished second only to Leo Rice.
Oh, don't think so.
A foul on Tracy McGrady trying to free himself of Bob Sura.
Little push off there. John, one of the numbers, talk about the Raptors' struggles. Against Indiana and Detroit, the Raptors were 10 of 37, just 27% from three. Last three games, the last two, Atlanta, Chicago, 48%, 19 of 39, and tonight already 5 of 10. So it makes a big difference when you're popping in threes like that. And Lamar Murray heating up a little bit, John. He's got 14, and Randy Whitman gave him a stare last time they came to the bench for timeout. Not too impressed with his defensive effort. Doesn't even look bothered by the fact that Vince is really doing a number on him.
McGrady with it. Sura out to him. Shot clock is down to 7. Kevin Willis jumper short. Rebounded by Miller. Muggsy Bogues stole it, but it'll be off the Raptors and belong to the Cavaliers.
Muggsy Bogues, a crafty player, John. He let Andre Miller catch it, came from behind him, and as soon as he brought it down, he knows he's not going to out-jump him, but he knows Miller's going to bring it down sooner or later, and he was right there, almost came away with it.
So much energy early in this game, and with a big lead, the danger of it flooding out the door, and a little bit of a run here.
Well, Cleveland has some players, John, and you know that they're going to make a run at some point in time, and you're going to have to weather the run and then continue to pick up the pace. Raptors can't be passive offensively if they continue to look to attack.
Muggsy Bogues open, top of the key, buries it.
I'll tell you what, John, Vince Carter's approaching a triple-double. That's his 9th assist in the game. So one more assist and 4 rebounds, and he's going to have a triple-double. Nice shot by Muggsy Bogues.
Kemp down to Sura on the baseline. McGrady right in his face. Sura takes it into the paint, flips it up. Raptors go the other way with it. McGrady. Vince Carter wants it. Andre Miller tries to cheat around. It goes off Carter and out of bounds.
Vince Carter did get the credit for that rebound for a while there. That number wasn't coming up, but he caught that rebound with one hand, directed it to his teammate.
Returns to the game, replacing number 14, Muggsy Bogues.
Muggsy Bogues checks out as D. Brown comes back in. Sean Kemp to Sura. Sura moves in, dumps it out again to Bryant. Kemp gets it back. Shot clock at 5. Kemp free throw line inside, no good. Put back up. McGrady trying to keep it alive. No one was really jumping for the Raptors that time. They were just flailing at it. As a result, Cleveland comes out of there with it. Illegal defense called against the Raptors. Kevin Willis had lost his position.
Kevin Willis dropping down and realizing Tracy McGrady was trying to front Sean Kemp, did not allow him to get the ball in the post. Kevin Willis was prepared to drop down in case he had to.
Keep you up to date on what's going on in Milwaukee. Second quarter underway, and the Bucks not cooperating right now. Pretty big Magic fans tonight.
I'm still so amazed at the Milwaukee Bucks. Lamar Murray, a little exclamation point.
Says, all right, Vince, I know this is your house, but I can do those putbacks as well.
And Lamar Murray has to do it at this end of the court.
Carter looking for Oakley, keeps it alive. 10 on the clock, Oak's jumper no good. And Grady up, he grabs it. Takes it up strong, and he'll go to the free throw line.
Smart move by Tracy there, Johnny. Got the rebound, just battled his way in there, and then just leapt towards the bucket in between a couple of Cavaliers, knowing there's going to be some contact. Watch this. He just jumps right in here and sees what he can create in the air. It's very difficult to defend when the player just knifes in front of you like that. And watch that job of just getting that basketball. And looked like the clerk took a big swipe at him, and even though it didn't seem like there was any contact, when you make that motion over the head of somebody, you're going to pick up a foul.
So McGrady now with 23.
And the best thing I can say, Johnny, he's done a great job of, this will be his 10th free throw. He's made 8 of them. And like Vince, just a tremendously efficient game. 8 of 15 shooting, 5 rebounds, has at least 4 block shots, 4 assists. Those are just fabulous numbers.
Sura comes off a screen, launches a 3, and this guy can heat it up awfully quick, averaging about 13 points. Got off to a tremendous start to this season.
Yeah, remember, how about last year, though, John? Remember, he just completely lost his confidence, was booed by the fans at Gund Arena, and lost his minutes, lost his starting job, and really was just a...
And he was a fan favorite when he came out of college, too. Hey, how about this?
Scrappy
Sam Cassell and Bob Sura. That's not a bad call in the backcourt at all. From Florida State. Vince Carter off the mark. Brevin Knight with the push. Backs up now. Entry pass to Kirk. Easy 2.
Charles Oakley gambled on that play, John. He figured he might be able to get the steal. Good pass inside.
Raptors lead is down to 12. Number was up to 22.
The Cavaliers had the big lead in Cleveland last game, and now the Raptors are able to come back. Vince continues to knock down. That's a 2-pointer.
That was big. You don't want to see any run here. To Clerk trying to post up Kevin Willis. Brevin Knight gives it to Bryant. Pick and roll, and he lays it in.
Tell you what, Brevin Knight, John, we came in the game in the first half. A lot of positive things happened for Cleveland. They just weren't able to convert. Now in the second half, he comes in, and again, positive things are happening. This time, some conversions.
Oakley now gives it to McGrady. Vince Carter calling for it. Murray cheats around him. Vince's jumper is good from the baseline.
Vince just setting Lamar Murray up, John. Murray concerned about not allowing him to get the ball. Vince looking for the lob. If he doesn't get the lob, he's taking that shot in the corner.
Murray now cross court to Brevin Knight. To DeClerc. Kevin Willis breaks that up. Now McGrady just slows things down a little for the final 20 seconds of the third quarter.
Smart play by Tracy McGrady, John. No sense in rushing down the court, realizing the time and the score. Get a good possession here to run up the clock.
So 2 seconds difference between the game and the shot clock. 4 on the shot now, 3. McGrady lets it fly, gets fouled. Was he shooting a 3?
Yeah, definitely was a 3, John. Lamar Murray came right up, got him on the wrist, and Tracy McGrady should be getting to the line here for 3 shots.
Yep, that's what we're seeing.
You're seeing Lamar Murray being the victim, whether it's Vince Carter, Tracy McGrady. So concerned about the drive, giving a lot of room, so by the time he recovers, he tries to get up on that shot, commits the foul. Randy Whitman, obviously, like to see a little bit better the effort at the defensive end. Remember, I was briefly a teammate of Randy Whitman's in Atlanta, and I had an opportunity to play against him many times throughout his college and NBA career. And you always knew he'd be a coach, John. He was a very intelligent basketball player, kind of almost like a coach on the floor when he played. Smart player, could really shoot the basketball. If he was open, he would bury it. Of course, also some good experience playing for Bobby Knight at Indiana. Mike Fratello early in his career at Cleveland.
Tracy looks like he's getting even further away from them.
Well, Johnny, whatever he's doing, he's doing it all the time. It's working. He looks very comfortable.
To Clerk, the touchdown pass and trap. And so the Raptors will have 2 seconds. Two seconds to enter the ball and get a shot and add to the 17-point lead.
And who better to throw that pass than Oakley? He loves the long pass, John.
I think Oakley was reaching for a beverage there for a minute. D. Brown, couple of dribbles, he'll let it fly, and nothing doing. The quarter comes to an end.
That's right, 53% for the Raptors. 10 more free throws made, out-rebounding the Cavaliers. 5 threes, 22 assists. Raptors solid job in this game, John.
Henderson into the paint, goes up, won't drop down, and rebounded by Charles Oakley.
Tracy McGrady again changing his shot. This time Cedric Henderson. McGrady's got 4 blocks, and you see the start time again. Change from 5:30 to 3 p.m. Sunday against the Chicago Bulls. And that'll be on the main network, CTV.
4 on the shot clock for D. Brown, bumped by DeClerc. Muggsy's got to let it go, beats the buzzer and won't stay down. Oh, McGrady swats it, almost got away with that rebound. Now Bob Surratt takes it to the glass and gets fouled, and it won't go down. Surratt comes up and got swatted on the side of the head.
Bob Surratt kind of held it out there, John, like he was maybe going to dunk it. His best bet was just to go right to the bucket. That time he wastes by holding that ball out there gave D. Brown a chance to make a play on the ball.
You know what else? In Bob Surratt's first year in the league, he would have dunked that.
Oh, he would have. Yeah, you're right. He had the hops going.
Big number.
In fact, that was in a slam dunk competition, if I'm not mistaken.
That was a fun Florida State team to watch. Rodney Dobard was there up front.
Just like, as you said, though, just having Sam Cassell on that team would make it a lot of fun to watch. Bobby Surratt's stats were so impressive because he played the whole game. John, assists, rebounded for a perimeter player, shot the jump shots. His career statistics were very impressive in college.
McGrady comes up shooting on the baseline, a little long. DeClerc finally gets it to Brendan Knight. Ahead to Cedric Henderson with the flush and the finish. And again, the Cavaliers showing some energy.
It's one of the few times they've been able to really get a clean transition opportunity in this game. Raptors didn't have real good rotation that time.
D. Brown looking to enter to McGrady, gets it back, comes up shooting a 3, that's good. Oh, is that sweet?
D. Brown feeling good. What I like about his effort in today's game, John, is that, yeah, he's hitting some shots, he's making some plays, but he's really working hard at the defensive end of the court. When he came in the game in the first half, he changed the flow of the game. He made it quicker, more aggressive.
Henderson in. Oh, this time Antonio Davis swats it off Brendan Knight and out of bounds.
Antonio Davis says, you know what? I'm the big man here. Let me get a piece of this block party going here. Great shot, and once again, I don't mean to keep saying it over and over, but keeping the ball going. Now, remember Tracy McGrady, John, remember he had that block a few games back where he caught the ball in the air and the officials called a goaltending. He promised us, he said, there's going to be some more of that, man.
That's right, we're still waiting. And we looked at that on the replay. That was not goaltending.
And it just surprised everybody in the building, including the officials.
D. Brown gets free on the baseline momentarily. Comes up gunning with a 3 off the mark. McGrady will get hit with the loose ball foul. Very aggressive going after rebounds is T-Mac tonight. And we got a timeout on the floor right now.
Raptors getting a little sloppy right now, John. They got to get that focus back.
The lead is down to 12. 8-3 run by the Cavaliers, and Vince gets fouled and then runs into the clerk. Sean Kemp, though, picked up the foul. That's his 4th. Tracy McGrady's going to come in for Charles Oakley.
Sean Kemp's kind of been sitting on 18 or 16 for quite some time now. Still not a factor in the glass, just 5 rebounds in the game.
Then spins and gets fouled.
John, one of the things that Vince does a real nice job of, first of all, he got away quickly from Cedric Henderson, but he saw Andrew DeClerc coming towards him, and he gets to that man quickly. Right there. Watch how quickly he gets to DeClerc before DeClerc can actually make a play in the ball. Brings up that ball right through his arms, drawing foul.
Raptors missed 3 of the first 4 free throws. Since then, they've only missed 1 out of 2 out of 22.
See, there you go again. Every time you talk about free throws, you do this to the team. Poor guys are out there working hard, making their shots, and you step right in and just,
no, wait a second.
take it all away.
They can make free throws with balloons and bricks and noise.
It's different when the play-by-play guy talks, John.
Okay. They can hear that. All right, I got you. I'll never say it again. Makes a second, though.
The Raptors are shooting their free throws this way early in the season. Remember how well they shot. They were able to get to the line and make their free throws. They're winning quite a few games early on. And tough screen right there, Brevin.
Yeah.
Muggsy Bogues getting completely taken out by Henderson. Knight knocking the shot down.
We might have been moving a little bit, too, on that.
Good chance of that.
Muggsy backs his man up, Brevin Knight. Gives it to Vince Carter. Offers up a 3-pointer that's short. Bobby Sura with the rebound.
I don't think Butch Carter wanted to see that shot at that time, Rod. John, a little struggle with the Raptors.
Henderson.
Did I call you Rod again?
Yeah, you did.
Well, it's like the Oakleys got that behind the back pass. I got that 1 Rod a game. And
Del Curry down to Vince Carter. Into the paint. Back out to D. Brown. What's the call?
3 seconds.
3 seconds.
That's why once you leave your feet, John, it looks like you may be shooting the basketball. You got to put it up most times because your teammates are jockeying for position. That time, Antonio Davis trying to get in the lane, get that rebound. So if you're going to make that pass, you're better off to do it quick while you're still on the ground.
Brevin Knight now. Del Curry has him on the switch. D. Brown in a battle with Henderson. And the foul is going to be called against D. Brown.
Again, John, D. Brown really doing the job aggressively, defensively, trying to deny Henderson the basketball. At time maybe a little bit too much, but you have to like that effort.
Ferry gets it. Dumps it off to Henderson again. Entry into Sean Kemp. Antonio Davis at his back. His turns short. Well short.
Didn't look like he wanted to take that shot. Just let it go. Didn't have his legs underneath him whatsoever. Ferry matched up with Del Curry. Looked to run him off a few screens. There's one.
Drives on the baseline. Back out to D. Brown. D. Brown comes up shooting. Knocks it in.
That's a good shot. That's one of the advantages you have with D. Brown on the floor. He can break his man down and shoot off the dribble, whereas Del Curry was more of a spot-up shooter. The two can coexist on the floor together.
Danny Ferry. Talk about spot-up shooters. Henderson chases down the rebound.
See Raptors leaking out a little bit now, John.
Sean Kemp with the finish.
A good pass inside by Henderson. But early in the game, throughout most of the game, Raptors were not leaking out. They're staying in, getting the long rebounds, and everybody helping out. They got to get back in there and get the ball first.
McGrady gets it. Down to Vince Carter. They're going to break down Henderson, and Henderson commits the foul.
And that's what Butch Carter wants to see from Vince. Go inside. You're going to get to the free throw line. The Raptors have done a great job of getting the line. Been there 27 times. This time Vince, a little fake, and right there's the contact. Trying to get a three-point play out of it. And there's the body. As soon as that man turns and faces, you got to get off.
Rebound to Vince Carter. Shot clock is down to 5. Vince gets it back. Backs his man up. Jump shot, a little long. Brevin Knight with the rebound. Oh, down to Henderson. The Raptors lost him completely. And the lead is down to 7.
Happens with Brevin Knight, John. 5 assists in the game. Does a great job. He just pushes. He plays one speed. It's just fast. He just gets up the court. Remember, one of the stats I gave you, the coaches are very concerned about 63% of the points, and there's another turnover. The Cleveland get are in transition. The Raptors did a great job of not turning that ball over in the first half. just had 5 turnovers. They've already have 6 in the second.
Cavs looking to get it to 5 or 4. Bob Sura puts it on the floor, drives, gets it up and over top to the outstretched Antonio Davis.
Well, not only did he go over Davis, he had to get by McGrady. Tough shot. Good pass. Cleveland making a mistake in their transition defense. Nice look from Del Curry.
We got a 20-second timeout called by the Cleveland Cavaliers. They had gotten it down to 5. Remember, it was 22, but midway through quarter number 3.
Looked like he's overweight to me. I think his lower half is, John. Waist down.
Take nice that, Leo.
Oh, I'll tell you what, no. Hey, I told you, John, his numbers have been comparable to his career numbers. He does it a little bit differently. He's still an effective player. Just doesn't do it the same way. That was a nice pass from Brevin Knight. Told you he's doing the job there. 6 assists for Brevin.
Cleveland on a 20-8 run over the last 10 minutes or so. And again, the Raptors lead is 5. Antonio Davis gets it, sheds himself the blocking foul against Danny Ferry, who came over late.
Antonio Davis really worked hard for that post position, John. And when he caught the ball, watch what he does with the ball when he catches it. Watch the way he protects it. Keeps it up high and turns with that ball around his chin area. You're allowed to catch and turn. Ferry never allowed him that space to turn. But keeping that ball up under his chin, around his shoulders, prevents him from getting it slapped away. Good fundamental basketball.
You think about Danny Ferry and how long he's been around the league. Came out of Duke in 1989 when they went to the Final Four and lost to Seton Hall. And Mark Bryant was on that Seton Hall team, so now they're teammates. That was the Final Four, won by Michigan.
And Danny Ferry was a great college player. That's why there were so many expectations of him coming into the NBA.
Oh, what a blitz by Brevin Knight, and just challenged by Antonio Davis down there.
Good defense there. Good recovery by the Raptors.
D. Brown to McGrady. Vince Carter swings it to D. Brown. Launches a 3. Oh! Rattles down and out, but Vince grabs the rebound and sticks it back in. And Vince Carter now with 11 rebounds to go with 29 points. If he gets an assist, he's got a triple-double.
And he's sitting on his career high in assists already with him.
Sura, a long-range 3, short. Antonio Davis had it slip out of his hands to Brevin Knight. Sura again from long distance. Very long distance.
Antonio Davis pulling that ball down.
Raptors can get the lead back to double digits. D. Brown just inside the arc, knocks it in.
I'll tell you what, John, even the shots he's missing, he's got a good fluid stroke going right now. A lot of confidence getting that ball up without any hesitation.
With his next assist, Tracy McGrady with his next bucket will have a career high in points. Kemp fights his way in. McGrady gets up and commits a foul.
John saw the scoring by numbers. Raptors have averaged right around 30 points in the first 3 quarters. They're sitting at 14 here in the fourth.
Number 4, Sean Kemp.
Sean Kemp will go to the line. With 2:40 to go. Kemp dances that one down.
21 in the game for Kemp. Randy Whitman making some changes, getting Andre Miller into the game.
And he's going to come in for Danny Ferry.
So Cleveland going with a quicker, smaller lineup right now, so you can expect some full court pressure.
And the crowd letting Sean Kemp have it at the line. Doesn't faze him at all. Nine-point Raptor lead. They pretty much led from the outset. Antonio Davis in a battle with Cedric Henderson. He's got a size advantage. Battles around in front of him. Shot clock is down to 6. Antonio Davis turns, fires, and knocks it in. Plus the foul.
Antonio Davis having a solid game offensively, John. 14 points. And like everybody else, doing it with good numbers, getting inside the lane, getting the contact, jumping away from the defense.
So Antonio with a chance to complete the three-point play. And get the lead back to 12. Misses that. Henderson with the rebound. Brevin Knight now. The three-guard offense out here. Knight, Sura. Cedric Henderson gets it on the iron.
Took it right across the body of Vince, too, which didn't allow him to go up and block the shot. Nice catch. A quick job of getting that ball to the glass by Cedric Henderson, John.
Under 2 minutes to go. McGrady. Henderson plays off it.
Nice pass.
Oh, nice pass and a nice finish by Vince Carter. Sura goes along the baseline and goes up to knock it down.
Nice catch, quick move on the baseline. Sura aware of the defense, and nobody was there when he turned.
D. Brown, Brevin Knight steps to him. McGrady. Vince Carter gets it. Oops, offensive foul against Vince Carter. Bob Sura with a good defense.
Butch Carter did not like that call. He thought Sura was still moving to try to get there. You know, the look Vince Carter puts the ball on the floor, and I have to agree with that. That was, Sura definitely did not have his position.
Not even close.
Now, the only problem is the offensive player, as soon as that shoulders dip, that's when calls often go against you.
Sura dumps it down to Henderson, who knocks in a deuce. It's down to 7.
Cleveland getting a lot of good opportunities on the baseline, John. They're getting that penetration. They're finding the open man cutting across.
Vince Carter swings it to Del Curry. Puts it on the floor. Jumper is knocked in.
Makes it look so easy, Del Curry.
And that is the 10th assist for Vince Carter, and a triple-double for Vince, the first of his career. Brevin Knight has to go to work in a hurry. Back out to Sean Kemp. Henderson using the glass nicely.
Yeah, excellent job by Cleveland moving the basketball. Raptors are rotating well till finally Henderson was able to use the dribble to get that shot off the glass.
Bob Sura with the foul. And the Raptors are going to be shooting.
Henderson's done a nice job off the bench for Randy Whitman, John. 13 points. Raptors now, it's just a matter of making free throws. You know Cleveland's going to come out and foul after every time they make a basket or even a miss to try to get the ball back.
And when you send this guy to the line, that's what happens.
Yeah, Muggsy's been
pretty consistent.
Pretty consistent this season at the free throw line. When you look at his numbers. Oh, Leah. He missed. Hey, I'm not even a play-by-play guy.
Brevin Knight bumps his way in and floats it up on the iron. Won't stay down. Antonio Davis saved it, but right to Henderson. They're good. Danny Ferry seals. McGrady with another block. D. Brown with the loose ball, and the Raptors' energy continues.
Tracy McGrady so quick off his feet. Another example right here, getting that rebound is Ferry with a good box out. Tracy says, you may have boxed me out, but you're not shooting over me. So quick. Look at that. He barely hits the ground, John. He's already up, and that was a left-handed block, too. And where does it go? Right to D. Brown, who gets to the free throw line. Now, Raptors missing a few free throws down the stretch here for Muggsy Bogues. That last miss was just his 8th of the entire season. And Butch Carter realizes how important these free throws are, especially come playoff time, to make them down the stretch. Raptors have made 26 in the game so far to Cleveland's 15.
Cavaliers want another timeout. So Randy Whitman's squad fighting till the end here, trailing by 9 with 34 seconds to go. They don't want to be the ship that passes in the night as the Raptors pass into the playoffs.
So what happens when you're an analyst for CTV at halftime. Good things happen.
Sura on the floor, looks to go to the hole. Takes it right to Antonio Davis, who was just trying to get out of the way, and he got popped in the right side. Muggsy Bogues now. And the Cavaliers content to let the crowd salute the Raptors on another strong home performance, but more importantly, on what looks, it's going to be a trip to the playoffs. Oh, Antonio Davis just sunk a long three that didn't count because the shot clock ran out. The Raptors were just looking for the celebration, but there are still 2.6 seconds left in this game. Oh, Vince comes up with a steal. And I'm sure Bush is saying right now, hey, stop that. Hate to see it get hurt at the end of a game, but the Raptors have done it. Saluted by the crowd. Winning for the third consecutive time to move within one game of qualifying for the playoffs. Butch Carter and crew regrouped after losing 8 of 9. They win 2 on the road, then come home to knock off Cleveland.
First triple-double of your career. You looked a little surprised when you were told by the bench.
Hey, I've been wanting that for a long time. It's exciting for me. Another accomplishment in my career, and hopefully I can get many more. I'm glad we won tonight, though.
You know what? You were banged up there for a while. Does this mean that you're starting to get healthy and feeling that second wing as you go down the stretch?
I'm still hurting, believe it or not. I'm just coping with it, and luckily and fortunately I haven't been getting hit in the hip or whatever, and everything's fine. I'm just trying to keep playing regardless. It's time to suck it up. We have to suck those injuries up and keep playing now.
1 year ago at this time, you promised a playoff spot. Your magic number is down to 1. Your thoughts on that?
It's amazing. It's amazing. I'm glad everybody believed in me, in that comment rather, and believed in ourselves. Ever since I put it out, everybody else on the team started believing it. I believe it. I think the organization, the fans believe it, and it's almost there. We're real close.
Alrighty, congratulations once again. Vince Carter, his first career triple-double.